To make these vine earrings, you're going to need your wire. In this case, I use green colored aluminum wire. 2 fishhook earring findings. 4 jump rings. Your wire cutters, flat nose pliers, round nose pliers, and your beading in whichever color or type you would like. Alright, so me again. I'm getting better at putting up the videos quicker. Today I'm going to show you how to make these vine or branch earrings, which I found a tutorial. I forget the name of her, but anyway, she was showing how to make these vine type hair adornments, and I said that would look really cute as an earring. So that's what I did. This was my first one that I made, and it was using copper wire. I think this one is 18 or 20 gauge, which is like this. I think this wire would be nice when you're using crystals and things like that. Here I just used wooden beads, but I think my next time I'm going to use crystals with it to make it sparkle. I made these here, which I love, with the copper aluminum wire and the green wooden beading. Pretty cute. And as you see, I made these here, which are pretty similar to these, using the aluminum wire. So that's what I'm going to use today. So let's get started. We've got our aluminum wire here. For this one, I'll use green. I guess it'll still be another variation, green and browns, because I'm hoping for spring to hurry up and come. It's actually snowing here today. Okay. So we unwind a bit of our wire. If I had to estimate, I would think this is about 48 inches. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's roughly that. Right? Because the short withers are 12. Alright. So we undo that. We take our wire cutters and we chop it off. So now we got our loop. So we'll get our first bead that we want to use. I think I'm going to put maybe a cluster of 4 on the bottom. So I'll grab my wooden beads. I'll put them in a few different types of browns. Maybe I'll stick in a light colored one. See how that looks. So we have our beads on the bottom. You can use whatever number of beads that you would like for that. So for this one, I'm going to use 4. And now we're going to push it together to kind of make them in a circle. And then on the 2 sides of wire, we start to twist. Okay, see what kind of form I'm getting? There you go. Okay, so we'll twist it as many times as we like, how long we want it to be. Now we branch it out. And then we put some beads on either side. So we'll start off with this side. Maybe I'll just put 1 on this one. Okay, slide 1 brown bead. So we don't push it all the way to the end. We leave a space, about 2 inches or so. Okay? And so just like we did here, we're going to curl it into a loop and bring the 2 sides together. See, like this. And again, we're going to twist. Okay? Don't worry if your twisting is not as tight. You can always tighten it up again after. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So here's what we got so far. So now we're going to take our 2 lengths of wire and we're going to twist them onto each other. So we twist and we twist. Okay. Now once the earring is formed, I'm going to make all of these twists, well, maybe this one, tighter. So now I want to have one on this side. So I'll do one more just so I can have the longer one. Okay. So let's add on another bead to that side. Maybe I'll put 2 beads this time. Okay, so once again, not all the way to the end. We leave about 2 inches or more if you'd like. Or less if you'd like. But if you put any less, it might be a bit harder to twist. And once again, we form our loop. And we twist. And twist. And twist. Till the wire is down the ends. Okay, I'll make that a little bit tighter later. Okay, so now we twist once again the 2 wires that we had on the top. We twist them onto each other. Okay, and I think I'll put 2 more on this side just to make it a little bit more even. Okay, so again, we leave a bit of a space. Curl it onto ourselves. And, I mean, you can, depending on how big you want your earrings, this is going to be a pretty big earring. You can always make the lengths of wire shorter. If you want it to be smaller, you can use copper wire to make it thinner instead of aluminum wire, which makes it more chunky branches. You can have less branches on it, more branches. It's up to you entirely. But you know, I always like to do everything big, so that's how mine ends up. So again, we twist and twist and twist. Okay. So I think that'll be the end of mine. So now again, we twist our 2 lengths of wire onto each other. And since I am now done, I'm just going to twist it all the way up. So I'm going to now make my loop. If your wire is a bit tighter and you need help grasping it so that you can twist it, just use your flat nose wire. Sorry. Oh my goodness, your flat nose pliers, and hold your wire like this, and then just twist it against it. Okay. Which is probably what I'll do here too. Okay, that's better. Okay. You can always play with it to make it form kind of the shape you want it to form. Because you want it to look as branchy as possible, so we don't want it to be too uniform and okay, so we can play with that later. I get my round nose pliers now, and I'm going to make the finishing loop, which is where the earring hook is going to hook on. So I grab my round nose, and you decide where you want it to be. I think I'll just make mine around here. Okay, you bring your wire down around your round nose plier. So now it's in a U shape. And you bring it around here. So now it's in a complete circle. And I'm going to wrap it around. Whoops. I'm just going to use these because my wire is kind of tough to finish it off. I'll show you in 1 second what I'm doing. Okay. Now if you don't like the look of the twisted wire wrapping around, you can always leave them straight and wrap it around that way. Maybe give it a bit of a neater look. But since I already twisted mine, I'll just leave it like that. I don't mind. I think it's okay. Alright, so now we're back with our wire cutters. We're going to cut off the ends that we're going to discard. Our flat nose pliers, and we're going to squash it down so that they're flush and not sharp and pointed. There we go. Just be careful when you're using all these that you don't chip off the coloring on your wire, which I kind of did a little bit up there, if you could see that. So next time I'd be a little more patient, or if you have the nylon covered pliers, that's a better choice depending on which wire you're using. So there we go, that's what we have. Now you could either just get your fishhook earring finding and put it directly through and just close it off that way, or what I'm going to do is add my jump rings. So I add one jump ring through, close it off. These are pretty soft. Some of them are harder and I have to use the pliers to get them open. Jump ring number 2, and how you open them, you hold either side and you peel them open. So it's kind of like that for those of you who haven't worked with jump rings. Hook that one on. Now I get my fishhook finding. Let's see, I want this to be the front of the earring. And we close that off. And we're done. Oops. Okay. And there we have it, our branch earring. Okay, I think the next ones I'm going to make are going to be with crystal and some thin copper wire, because not everybody wants these chunky earrings, which I do. So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you did, and let me know if you have any suggestions for me, or if there's something you think I could have changed, or yeah, if you have photos of any that you yourself tried to make. So thank you once again, stay tuned, and I'll keep these videos coming. Bye.